Alright everyone, what's up buttercups, and we're back. Today I'm gonna teach you how to apply or create a shimmer effect. I've received a few comments asking me how I achieved this effect and what steps I did to make it. And this tutorial I'll be doing it step by step, as it's actually quite a few steps that you have to undertake, and it's not made the same way you create your usual effects. So, what are we gonna achieve today, or what are we gonna aim for? Today I'm gonna want to create this pulsating light. It's gonna go from the top to the top end of the sword slowly towards the bottom side. Just, a shimmer effect. So, how are we gonna achieve this? Well, first we need to draw our opacity mask. We need to draw where we want our shimmer effect to take place. The easiest way to draw this opacity mask, in my opinion, is the pulse. Because with the pulse setting, we can easily, if we set it to red for example, we can easily see what parts of our opacity mask we have drawn, because it's bright red. And because of the nature of a shimmer effect, it's quite important that you don't overshoot. You don't have to be pixel perfect, but the more you are, the better it's gonna look. Because if you overshoot something like this, that means that just like the pulse, this part will light up. So you don't want to overshoot. So we're gonna draw our opacity mask slowly but surely, like this. Oh, overshot a little bit there, so we want to dial it back. Once again. Now it's okay if you overshoot or undershoot just a little bit. It's not the worst, because in the end when you look at your wallpaper all zoomed out, you won't really notice these things, especially if there's other effects happening as well. If it's just a shimmer, then you probably want to make it look as nice as possible, because it's gonna draw a lot of attention. Though if you have a lot of movement, you can usually hide your effects or the small faults by just using other effects on top of them, so they look natural either way. Alright. So at this point we've practically drawn our opacity mask. We want this part of the sword to light up, with light starting here and slowly moving towards the bottom. So we're gonna press OK. And we're gonna hide our pulse effect by pressing this I, because we don't want it. Then we're gonna export our opacity mask by clicking the arrow that points upwards. We're gonna export it into our files. We're gonna call it shimmer mask, just because usual name conventions. Alright, so next up is we want in our tutorial files. Currently we need two files to make this happen. We need a file that actually is our shimmer of light. You can download this. This is a simple image. I'll leave a link in the description where you can download this image. Just save image as. And we need our shimmer mask. Alright. So first things first, we're gonna need to import our beam into this project. Well, how do we do this? Quite simple. Click it and drag it over here, and just press OK. Now, this image is quite small, so if we're gonna add movements to this, it's hard to see. So we're just gonna improve the scale a little bit. Alright, there we go. Alright, next up, this is basically our shimmer. This is what's gonna go up and down, or left to right, whichever direction you want. But how do we make it move? Quite simple, by adding the effect scroll. As you can see, currently it's already moving from left to right. This is a start. So let's say you want to make it move a lot quicker. Alright, so now it moves quite quickly, but it still moves from left to right, and we want it to go from upwards to downwards. So next up, we're gonna add the transform effect. This basically allows it, with the angle tool, to change the direction of which the shimmer is moving. So if we're gonna set it to -90, it's gonna go from upwards to downwards. Alright. So this is basically our shimmer effect. Next, we need to actually make sure our sword, because this doesn't look nice. We want it to be applied to the sword. So we're gonna hide our beam effect, then we're gonna go back to our files and we're gonna import our shimmer mask that we've drawn. Now, usually this scale doesn't quite add up because it's too small, but if you just press the X and the Y of these, set them from 1 to 2, and line them up, they'll be a perfect fit. Alright, so next up, we want our shimmer mask to have an effect called blend. From here on, we want to press our beam and just drag it into the blend texture. As you can see, currently we've already got our start of a shimmer effect. Alright, from here on you have the option, if you want to apply a blur effect to make it blurry. However, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Personally, I prefer not to have a blur effect, because I think it just looks a bit nicer and cleaner and sharper around the edges. Alright, now we need to apply this to our actual to our wallpaper, because if we put this out, I mean, it's happening on the shimmer mask. So what we're gonna do in our effects, we're gonna add an effect called blend again, and then we're gonna grab our go to our blend effect, grab our shimmer mask and put it into the blend texture. Then, because currently we just have the same effect, but however you can already see that the sword through this, you want to go to blend mode and put it to linear dodge. And there you go. And from here on out you can adjust the settings between these. Every time you change the setting here, it will also apply it to the rest. If you remove the beam or the shimmer mask, the effect is broken. So you do need to have them here, and you don't want to unhide them. Now, if for example you want to change the color of our blend option, that's entirely possible. Go to your shimmer mask, and here we have the color option, and let's set it to orange. And now it's an orange effect. Or we can put it somewhere in the middle, or we can make it purple even. Basically, if you want your effect to have to be altered, you'll have to go towards the shimmer mask and or the blend layer. Either of these two will work. If you change the beam to a color, it also applies. And from here on, I would say just tinker with the settings until they're towards your liking. You can increase the speed or slow the speed by changing the scroll value to, for example, 2. Then it's very slow. You can make it repeat multiple times. This makes it look very wonky. If, for example, right now it's pretty hard to see what's actually going on. So if you just unhide the beam effect, you can see that it's quickly repeating itself. And basically toy with these settings to your liking. And yeah, that's how you create a shimmer effect. Go at it!